Hello, Greaseballs, and welcome to The Grease.
I want to know, what is the grease? That sounds better, huh? What's the grease, girl?
Where we overanalyze this week's episode of Canada's Drag Race Season 4. I am Princess Capella, joined today by the incompetent Joshita.
Hi, I don't know how to do anything.
Last week was the Rusical.
Rusical losing Kiki Ko, which was really sad. I kind of saw her going a bit further, but
Yes.
seemed like it was her time, kind of.
I don't think she deserved to be in the bottom 4 times. I think that there is an alternate universe that maybe we could explore in a video where she was given alternate placements and somebody else had been in the bottom for those 3 times. Because I do think, we kept saying every week, Kiki's going to be in the top. Kiki's going to be in the top. And then she was at least very middle of the pack, except for the runways where she did really well.
In a strange accident, Aurora won the Rusical last week.
Certainly strange.
So the girls are congratulating Denim for surviving the lip sync. And she says that she feels like she did what needed to be done because Kiki had been in the bottom so much. And she's kind of feeling like the wild card.
I agree that Denim's a wild card, but I disagree that she did what needed to be done. Because we talked about this last week, that it's negligible if she won the lip sync. But regardless, Denim is here.
She's here. She's queer. And she can't read either.
I'm here. I'm queer. I'm illiterate. At this point, who are you rooting for with this group of girls?
Right now, for me, it's between Aurora and Venus. I do think that, I don't know, I feel like Venus's run it's been good, obviously. She's never had to lip sync or anything like that, but she hasn't had those shining moments other than the first episode. Aurora, she's the only one who's got 2 wins. Unclockable mug. Great personality. Just like the attitude is perfect. I feel like in my head, Aurora has the edge, and then Venus would be behind her.
I had a drag delusion moment at the beginning of this episode where I am feeling Melinda so much after her performance in the Rusical and all these incredible, just iconic things that have come out of her mouth. I want her to win. I think she's had the most interesting run on the show, going from the top into the bottom. Like, she's so all over the place, and she's just such a likable character that I'm fully, at this point, Team Melinda. I want her to win.
I do love Melinda as well. She's really, really grown as a character. Just like you said, and she's grown on me as well. Like, I fucking love Melinda Verga. We get some Rue mail, and the girls, and RuPaul is giving like all of these kind of like loved one, family member kind of like little clues. They're pretty obvious. And the girls are like, what's the tea? What are we going to be doing? Why are they talking about like +1s? What's going on? So they're all like very antsy to figure out what's happening. And as we could kind of assume, it's the makeover episode.
I love the makeover episode.
I love the makeover because it's usually one of the like wild card or like one of the really campy out there queens can take those and win. And I always am so excited to see what they pull out with it.
If you have a really signature look, you have such a huge advantage over people who just do like pretty girl drag. And it is always so much fun to see the transformation. It's fun to see like who the makeovers get to be done on. This one was like so incredibly touching to be on their loved ones.
Brad comes out and basically starts bringing out family members and loved ones. And it turns into a complete like tearjerker episode. Like, I literally cried twice watching the episode.
I usually watch it like the next day at like 9 a.m. or something when I wake up. So I'm like having my coffee, having like a donut or whatever, and I'm like, oh yay, it's the makeover episode, Drag Race, and then I'm fully bawling my eyes out.
There was some definite moments that were like, oh, that hits home.
And this is so much better than the like, what would you say to little 3-year-old Joshua? Like the Emmy bait that they put on the US seasons. Like, something like this is just so much more natural and actually endearing to the viewer.
Agreed. I hate the what would you say to your younger self bit. It's like so overdone at this point. I did not become a drag queen to look at children.
Have you read that they like started that segment as a way to get Pearl to talk about her childhood trauma?
Yes, how gross. First, who comes through the door is Nira's boyfriend, Jacob. Well, actually, fiance Jacob, who is just a beefcake.
Fine ass man.
Venus's mom, Joanne.
She was like Cher.
I love that she was like, we're going all out. I'm doing whatever Venus wants to do. Like, let's get it done.
She had an amazing attitude going into the challenge.
Aurora's best friend, Trinity, comes in with a fucking letter from Aurora's parents.
Oh my god, that was... Oh god.
Yeah, it was so sad.
Snot City crying my fucking eyes out.
After that, we have Denham's mom, Cheryl, who comes through, who is really also sweet. And I was catching like some light accent or something like that when she spoke. Did you?
Yeah, I think it might be... I know Denham is from Prince Edward Island. I don't know if they have like a specific sounding accent, because I know like Newfoundland has like a really specific accent in Canada, but she did have something going on.
She had a lovely speaking voice and she like was very eloquent and I really liked her. After that, we have Melinda's partner, Scott, who comes in and we find out, well, first of all, Melinda's who's looking after the dog was like my favorite, but he just had a mini stroke and like they've been going through all this turmoil and Melinda's here and now he's here and it was so sweet.
She mentioned that in Untucked, I think, on the first episode, that her partner was like recovering from a mini stroke when she left and that it was like so hard for her to be there. So all the plus ones have arrived and Brad, fucking forgot his name, Bradley, who is wearing his pink suit from last week's judging panel, says that they are going to be doing a teleprompter, not the teleprompter, my fucking brain is not working, I have COVID.
Like a headshot.
Thank you, Jesus. They will be doing a photo shoot headshot makeover, but the partners have to make over the queens.
Most of the makeover partners have not done drag makeup before, so it's very interesting. Nira looked like drag Toad from Nintendo.
Oh my gosh, yeah, with like the bowl cut, very Toad realness.
Yes, she looked crazy, as did Melinda.
Melinda, again, her makeup was still like so much warmer than the way it looks on stage. It's gotta just be those stage lights are like extra homophobic for her makeup, but yeah, she looked insane. Denim was cute. They had like this little pink dress on with these just like very Denim's mom went very like cartoonish on the makeup, which I think worked well. And then Aurora, her partner, did a legitimately like pretty good actual makeup job.
She looked beautiful. I was like, did she just get in full drag?
Venus was wearing this huge Fran Drescher wig with the lace just like flapping. Your lace line looks like barf. Melinda won the mini challenge.
That's cute. They win $2,500 cash.
Going into the main challenge, all of the pairs seem to have really, really great energy, which I think is another bonus to doing it this way, where it's like their friends and families. Like everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to do whatever they can. They want to do the most so that their queen will win the challenge.
Yes, and the task at hand is A Star is Born red carpet. So we're not just like putting like Venus or Denim or Aurora on somebody else. We're like having like the Hollywood kind of glamour moment as well. So it's like kind of two things mixed into one.
Essentially, the queens have to make a second look for their loved one, their plus one.
Which is also another layer too, because there are a lot of the makeovers where they don't have to make the partners look there.
Yeah.
And the queen can kind of prepare and be like, okay, I'm going to have to do a makeover. Let me bring an extra cat suit for that.
During the walkthroughs, Venus says she's apprehensive about putting brows on her mom, which she definitely should be after her performance in the musical with those crazy eyebrows last week.
We also find out that Denim's mom knows how to sew, which is also going to be incredibly helpful for Denim in this situation.
Denim said after the lip sync slap off that she would repay Nira for using the golden beaver on the next design challenge, and I'm wondering, where did that all end up here?
I don't think I saw any of that going on.
Buffy Nuff, I think, is the best name to come out of this bunch.
Buffy Nuff is really, really good. It's clever and it also fits really well, and
Yeah.
it like matches Nira's name, so it's perfect.
It's perfect, and I hope that he continues to dress up and uses that name because it's too good to go to waste, quite frankly.
Conchita Verga as Melinda's partner, which I think was probably number 2 in my book.
Doesn't that mean pussy?
Conchita? I don't know. We'll have to look it up.
Melinda Verga means my beautiful penis.
I knew Verga because I had a friend from Mexico in Paris, Moni.
Oh, I remember Boney.
And she would always say, a la verga, a la verga.
Velvet was also pretty good. I think something like polyester would have been way funnier.
Venus chooses Uranus for her mother.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
She could have gone with another goddess, like a Roman goddess or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Supernova, however, boot for a drag name.
Supernova Matrix is a boot for a drag name for you?
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. It's a little gaudy.
Yeah, yes, it is. It's too much in the mouth. Not that I've ever said that before. So after the walkthroughs, the only person that is really seeming somewhat confident in their garment is Melinda and Conchita.
We see Aurora is changing into something more simple from what they had initially chosen. The material wasn't like great to work with or hitting snags. So she's like, I gotta flip the script and decide what I'm gonna do now and switch it.
I absolutely live for Jacob practicing in heels at home before coming on the show.
Dude, oh my god, I would have done the same exact thing. I would have been like, I gotta prepare, I gotta get ready, I'm gonna get my hair cut the right way.
Right, strengthen up those ankles, bitch.
So Denim with her mom in this episode, this particular scene, was giving me Farrah Moan. She was like so whiny and cryy. I was just like, stop it.
You are so right about that. Yeah, they were like very close to a mental breakdown, I think. And right before the queens get ready to pack up for the night, Venus doesn't have anything to actually fit her mom into, which may become an issue when we get to the final look. My next note here is, let's go to a bathhouse. How do you feel about that?
A bathhouse?
Yeah.
Yes, I would go to a bathhouse, but I probably wouldn't go to the same bathhouse that you would.
Right. I feel like I miss out. Like, okay, I'll be clear that like I want to go to a bathhouse because the idea of taking a really big bath appeals to me. Not so much like gay stuff. I mean, like, I have been in love with many a gay man, so like, sure, why not go try to pick one up? But
Venus kind of asks how the lovers of the group all met up, and so we get a few stories about how they met each other, how they got into relationships, bathhouses, hookup apps, all the normal gay stuff.
I absolutely love that Melinda met Scott at a bathhouse. That is so much fun.
Who cares anymore? Like, we're very open culturally now, so it's like, whatever. I met my first boyfriend on an app.
It doesn't matter anymore. Just meet people, wherever. Like jail, it's fine.
Jail, prison, whatever. Prison, honey.
I already cannot with Uranus's eyebrows.
They're kind of oatmeal-y.
Crunchy, honey.
Then we get a moment or two where Denim's mom talks about Denim's transition and kind of like all the struggles that they had to kind of make sure that Denim had the services that they needed to be healthy and move forward in the transition. But like the way that Denim's mom was talking and being like, there was fucking nothing that was going to stop me from making sure you were taken care of. That was like so heartwarming. I was like, oh my God, what a good fucking mom.
Yeah, it's so refreshing too, because a lot of times on these shows you do get the, my parents don't accept me and like we don't have contact anymore, but to see someone who was like, I love my child and I fought to get them everything that they needed, that is such a refreshing thing to see. That there are, parents like they're out there who will do anything for their kids, truly.
Yes, mama. This week's guest judge is Serene Fox, who was a guest judge on Canada 3 and Canada versus the World, and now Canada 4.
This look that she has on is so amazing. Oh my god, and also what she was wearing in the workroom with her titties out.
With the boobies.
The boobies.
Boobs.
Grease everywhere.
Definite grease. And her personality is so fun. Like, she's been a judge a couple of times. She kind of knows the ropes, and she's like giving good critique. I really liked her. Grease.
Next up, we have Miss Tracy Melchior giving us some hair.
That's what I got from this, was hair.
She looks great this week. I'll give this a grease. So this is probably the best she's looked just overall.
I'm giving it a grease for sure. The dress really isn't like anything like special, but like she looks great.
A grease this week, Tracy.
Then we have Miss Bradley Ann Goreski, who is in another suit, but with no undershirt, so we're showing off some chest, some bare chest. I'll give it a grease. I like the pattern of the suit and the flowered thing. I like it. Grease.
Yeah, I'll grease it. I like that he's not wearing a shirt underneath. Love me some chest hair. Are they all holding hands in this picture?
It's just Brooke and Brad.
That's so fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, love that. Miss Brooklyn Heights is giving us red sculpted structure on the runway. Grease. It's not my favorite look of the season, but it is still a grease.
It's not my favorite. I don't know if it's my favorite look of the season either, but it's the best of the episode. I loved when Brooke comes out and like announces everything. Serene asks her if she could breastfeed, and she's like, Serene, I'm a homosexual. I can do anything.
So this is in order of appearance this week because I am lazy. So first up, we have Venus and her mama, Uranus, giving us supposedly red carpets and the Golden Globes. What did you think of this, Joshita?
I would have not gotten that reference had they not said it. So yeah. I think that's a miss on my part. I think, I don't know. Like, on one hand, I'm like, Venus didn't do anything different. But then on the other hand, I'm like, that wasn't really the task. You didn't need to necessarily switch it up. You just had to put, like, you had to make over your partner. And she did that. I'm just kind of like very whelmed by it. I'm going to give this one a nooch.
I definitely agree that Venus is not serving us anything new. It's just, I don't know, just a red dress. And I definitely agree that if she hadn't been saying over and over red carpet and mom is the Golden Globes, I would have never gotten that either. I think mom's outfit is ill-fitting. The colors together, not crazy about it. The makeup, I get what the judges were saying, like, oh, we want to see a transformation. I don't think this is a good transformation. The brows are too far apart. They're too straight. I think that Uranus is such a beautiful woman out of drag, and this like makes her look a little bit older. It's just, the judges lived for this, and I was just like, really? I will go so far as to gross. This is gross.
Next, we have Near Enough and Buff Enough. Okay. You give me 2 cocktails and have me watch this episode and I will give you 2 hours to try to convince me that Buff Enough is not Priscilla, the host of Italia.
Oh my god. Mother Brick. Oh my god.
She looks like Priscilla.
Priscilla.
Oh my god, the face is like almost uncanny. I'm like, definitely agree with you when you use the term brick. But I mean, you can't do much with when the canvas is like so muscly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that the makeup looked pretty good. The hair looked pretty good. The outfit was not good on Buffy. It was all kind of like bunched up in the back. It was all off. They should have put a bunch of padding on and made it like all this exaggerated like silhouette. Neera looks okay. I hated her wig. I don't know what was going on with it, but her actual look was okay to me. I'm gonna give this. Ooh, I'm gonna give Buffy a gross.
I think Buffy's mug looks really good, actually. I do think the hair on Buffy is great. Neera, I don't know what is up with this wig, like flat, nasty ass wig. I don't think either of the outfits really evoke red carpet. I wish that they would have put her in some big, huge titties too, like for all that body. Like, that's gross, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's gross.
Waiter, I'm gonna send this back. Next, we have Melinda and Conchita Verga.
I've got another comparison on this one.
I do too, so I'm excited to see who you clocked.
Conchita looks like... Did you ever see The Dark Crystal?
Yes, I did.
That like elder lady who is like the little like troll woman with like the hair.
I think that Conchita looks like Grandma Gothy Kendall.
Grandma Kendall. Honestly, the makeup on Conchita looks like a dead person. Like the way you make up a dead person. It's bad. I'm sorry, it's gross. The outfit, it's very simple. It's not as bad as, like, for example, Buffy's, in my opinion. She's very accessorized, though. I hate the shoes. Her little toes are hanging out like shrimp cocktail. Honestly, Melinda looks okay, though. Like, Melinda's face looks a little softer. The dress fits her really well. But overall, I can't... It's a gross.
I don't know. I'm like kind of obsessed with Conchita and Melinda. I fully am probably just having drag delusion because I love Melinda so much. The makeup's a little rough, and I think the body padding on Conchita could have been more. Again, she doesn't really have much hip, and she's not cinched in super much. The hair is beautiful. I'm gonna give this nooch. This is okay. Nooch. Need to be baked, seasoned up a little bit longer. But something about Conchita I really like.
Next up, we have Denim and Velvet coming out in their respective materials. We have Denim in this like really cool, really well fitted kind of like hourglass shape mermaid gown situation with all of these accents of like feathers, which look really cute. When Denim brought up spray paint, they were like, oh my god, spray paint, don't do it. It looks great. I think it looks totally fine on her and her mom. And it's like the freaking stars that everybody got tattoos of back in like the early 2000s. So I think it's very, very fitting, like right into like Denim's aesthetic. Denim in particular looks amazing. I love the way that this looks. It's got pockets in the back and everything. The hair with the way that it's like slicked over like this is so 2000s. It's disgusting. Velvet's look is a little simple. I think the bottom where it's supposed to kind of cinch a little bit is kind of a little wonky. But overall, I think it fits well. It could really bunch up a lot and it doesn't. Spray paint looks good. The hair and the makeup are great. This is a definite grease for me. And like the last couple episodes, like I have not been super feeling Denim, but this was just like by and away like way better in my opinion than everybody.
This was the clear mega just grease of the episode. This was so good. And I mean, I thought that Denim's mom was Denim when she first came out, just like the judges. I mean, I was like, that's insane. Everything is styled so perfectly. That perfect like 2000 Claire's Rack aesthetic is so good. Velvet's hair is beautiful. The white and the blue together, everything was just like flawless. I do agree, just that little bit where the cut on the bottom of the skirt isn't cinched in as much. That would have taken it completely over the top. But yeah, they both look insane. So good. Finally, we have Aurora and Supernova Matrix.
These two look like they're going to rob you in a casino together. They're very, very beautiful. I love the glamour that they're bringing. I do think it's very simple. Like everybody's look this week is relatively simple, which is okay. I think you kind of get a pass on that when you're doing a makeover, especially when you're making one of the looks from scratch. The fit is off on Supernova a little bit on the dress. It looks like it's baggy and kind of like bunching in places. And it's not really like she just looks like she's like really glammed up and not like dragged up in the face. Aurora obviously looks amazing. She always does. But there's a disparity between the two in polish and completion, I think. I'm gonna give this a grease still though.
This one, again, when Supernova came out, I was like, oh, that's Aurora. Because their makeup looks so similar and their bone structure is really similar too. And from when they were talking that, like, oh, Trinity's a model, like, she's gonna kill this runway, it does seem like they both had a great runway performance. But it is a little bit underwhelming. Again, what's kind of annoying about this is if Aurora and Supernova would have both just put on some titties and both wore pads, I think Aurora could have probably won this episode. Or at least would have been very close with denim, just depending on the runway presentation. And it kind of reminds me how in the most recent season 15 of the US, when Sasha Colby did her makeover partner was like, I want to wear titties and I want to wear ass. And Sasha was like, well, I don't do that, but we're going to do it because that's what you want and that's going to drag it up. And, you know, Trinity, she's wearing really small hair. She's wearing just the big necklace, but she doesn't have any other bigger accessories. Mm-hmm. So it's really like, you know, if you would have just put on a breastplate and some ass, you probably could have won this challenge. It's still grease to me, I think. And I also think that they critiqued this look so much more than they critiqued Venus's look, where I would say that this dress, the construction of it is better than Uranus's dress.
100%. I was 100%. I was going to say that. We move into Untucked now, yeah?
Yes, we do. And Nira is crying again.
Nira's crying again. She's kind of spiraling a little bit. She's realizing that, like, shit, I'm probably going to be lip syncing just based off of the critiques.
Can't say I blame her. Probably would also have a mental breakdown. So
Melinda says that she's just grateful that she and her partner were able to have the time together, like with the health scares going on. I do think that Melinda sees the writing on the wall here as well. In the top, we have Denim and Venus. Obviously, Denim was going to be in the top. I think it's just very objective that she would be. And then Venus is the other top choice, which is, you know, a choice. And then we have the safe queen. The only safe queen this week is Aurora. And then we have Nira and Melinda in the bottom, who are going to be lip syncing for their lives.
To Carly Rae Jepsen, who I adore.
We didn't even say Denim won, did we?
Oh yeah, Denim wins.
The lip sync starts, and it's I Didn't Just Come Here to Dance by Carly Rae Jepsen. And I think it's the first lip sync that Nira competed in where I don't think she was immediately like running away with it.
It was obvious though, the way that this lip sync was edited, that Nira was going to win. And it was pissing me off.
Yeah.
Because I think Melinda was giving a lot more than they were showing, because she would like do some sort of flip or some sort of stunt and they'd like cut away from it.
Some riggery going on with the editing for sure, because you can't edit somebody being bad at a lip sync. You just have to cut away from them. So seemed like that what they were doing. Melinda really kept up with Nira with like all the energy. I felt like Nira thought she was going home.
She seemed kind of reserved to start, and I don't know if she was just trying to like build up with the music, but she did have a little bit of a more down energy in this performance than she did for like all of her other lip syncs.
In the end, they announced Nira as the winner of the lip sync, and she is the 4th spot in the top 4 for the finale.
I guess I'm happy. I have many feelings about this top 4 we can discuss in a moment, but for now, Melinda Verga is sashaying away. Please come back for All Stars. We need her.
Canada versus the world 2, please.
It is not all sad today. We have to award our best hair, best mug, and best dressed for this week. So, Joshita, who is on your list for best hair?
I had like a split on mine. I chose Aurora and Brooke. Aurora's hair in the makeover look was just like so like, oh, it was so like glam Hollywood. Like, oh, it was just so pretty and perfect. I loved it. And then Brooke's runway look was just so fucking good. And then like the whole crown thing was like made of her hair.
Plus, there was a lot of like crunchy bad hair this episode, I think. So,
What about you?
I have Venus and Uranus for best hair. I do think that both were wearing good wigs. I like the kind of old Hollywood vibe on Uranus. Venus just standard, nice looking blonde wig.
For best mug, who do you have?
I have Nira and Buffy Nuff for my little best mug duo.
Oh my goodness. I also chose Buffy Nuff, not Nira, but Buffy.
Alrighty, and that leaves us with our best dressed of the episode. Joshita, who are you selecting?
I chose Denim and Velvet this episode because obviously they were the best. I think Denim's silhouette was beautiful. Definitely Denim.
I have to concur. Denim and Velvet were just so much better than all the other outfits. That leaves us with our top 4 of Denim, Venus, Aurora, Matrix, and Nira Nuff. How are you feeling going into the finale?
So I can't help but wish we had a Melinda Verga in the top 4. Like I said earlier, I think it'll probably come down to Aurora and Venus. Though I have seen a lot of people who are like really on your train with the Melinda Verga like sadness. And they're saying, you know what? Melinda, Kitten, they're gone. Fuck it. Give it to Nira. Honestly, I would kind of live.
I always kind of look at the finals, and maybe this is cringe, but I always look at the finale and think, like, who do I want to see come back for an All-Stars season? Although now with, like, Versus the World, the lines are a little bit blurred where, like, winners go on, too.
Yeah.
But, like, and I also see, like, who could have the best transformation if they were to be on another season. So I think that Denim and Aurora are probably the most polished. So I think it would be, like, I would prefer seeing them win this season because, like, their mug is both, like, unclockable, cannot fault it, basically ever.
Mm-hmm.
And Aurora could definitely use the All-Stars better runway redemption, but Denim has probably had the best, like, runway package, but their performance in the actual show hasn't been incredible. I don't want Venus to win.
Why? How come?
It's the makeup skills, I guess, for me. I just want to see her redeem those makeup skills, and I do not think she did that this episode. I think she's great. I think she deserves a top placement because she has done really well. I guess overall, I probably think it would be fairest for Aurora to win. I would also love Chaos give it to Nira, though.
I honestly do not know like where they're gonna go with it. They could go in several directions. Next week we have the finale with Nelly Furtado as the guest judge. I'm like a bird.
I wanna fly away.
Living. I'm so excited for the finale.
It's gonna be the end of the first season of The Grease.
Can you believe it? I'm gonna get my hair cut, girl. I'll trim my beard up.
Get greased up.
I'll put my nipple clamps on.
Ooh. I'll put a bra on.
I'll put my butt plug in.